Hey guys, it's Brian here, and I'm in my Sabbath place, my gym where I work out on Saturday mornings here at our house, and I just want to take a brief moment and kind of speak to some of the things that I've seen on social media in the days following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. My heart goes out to his family. I grieve for him. I myself, it has stirred something within me that I can't ignore either. But as the church, I think we have an important pivotal moment here in how we respond in this situation. I've seen a lot of hateful comments towards the alleged assassin, towards the political party that he ascribed to, and quite frankly, as the church, that should not be our response in this situation either. I do believe, as Paul says in Romans 13, that we should abide by the laws of the nation in which we dwell. I think we should pray for our leaders. I think we should hold them to a standard of truth that we believe comes from the Bible. But I also believe that they have been given the power to wield the sword, as Paul says, for the sake of and the safety and the well-being of all people in which they govern. And so I'm not going to argue that side of things. But what I am going to argue is, as a disciple of Jesus, are you praying for this alleged assassin? Are you praying for repentance in his heart worked by the Spirit? Are you praying for his family? Are you praying that God be glorified in this? Because I've had to wrestle with that myself. I found myself immediately going, yes, they found him. How do I respond in this? And that is not to say that our actions don't have consequences, especially legal consequences, and in the state in which he dwells, those consequences could be quite severe. But it's this reality check that as disciples of Jesus, this is our time to show the power of forgiveness and redemption and transformation, and to be praying that the Spirit of God work in that individual for those very things, and that the Spirit of God be working in these people that are spewing hate all around us on both sides of the line. These people that are celebrating the death of an individual. We should be praying that the Spirit of God be working in their hearts for repentance and change and forgiveness. For people on the more conservative side of the line, that we be praying that our response is not fueled by hate and anger, but that instead it is fueled by love. That's a hard thing to wrestle with. Again, especially when we read passages like Romans 13, where Paul talks about abiding by the laws and honoring those in authority over us. But it's also important to remember that is the same Paul who, by the way, earlier in the book of Acts, he was the same Paul that was seeking after Christians to arrest them, to persecute them, and even participated in some of their deaths. That same Paul, by the way, is the one who later wrote most of the New Testament, whose words many in the faith today abide by and live by. That's the power of what God can do when he works forgiveness and transformation in a person's life. And so I pray that as the church in this moment, that's what we're actually praying for and seeking. All right, have a good rest of your day, guys.